perfection, both hands are treacherous. I'm ambidextrous. You can't outgrind or outshine me with a fancy necklace. My aura can't be messed, but I'm cocking bullies, dropping bullies, rocking hoodies, popping woolies, ride on the bench, reckless. Got trust funds for my loved ones, my family precious. My cards barking more than Charles Bronson. This can't be death wish, death wish.
Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. And today I'm coming on here to talk about the weekly astrology for April 11th through the 17th. And so we will start the week off right where we left off last week with the moon in Leo, which is very entertaining, exciting, upbeat, right? Somebody's probably a lot of dating, getting yourself out there. Maybe you got a lot of options. This could be things about children coming up. Maybe children are getting in the way of your fun and excitement in dating. Or you could just be focusing on a creative project. Maybe you are with childs and it's hard to do these things as well. Or there's some certain amount of fame or acknowledgement that's coming to you at this time. You got the spotlight on you. Or there's speculative things, you know. I can't help but wonder if there's going to be some more interesting news when it comes to famous people. Some drama. God. I don't even want to talk about the Will Smith thing, but it just popped up in my head because Leo rules fame. Something going on the world stage in some way, shape, or form. But ultimately, this is like people wanting to prepare for retirement or your bucket list, or, you know, maybe wanting to do those things, but perhaps, you know, there are other things coming up that might be preventing you, or it's just a planning, you know, and things keep getting rerouted around your plans for retirement, which is okay, by the way. That doesn't have to be seen as a negative thing. That's just life, right? Especially if you're not at retirement age, right? It just comes with the process. So this week is the week where we can see our dreams come true, bringing in a lot of hope because of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Now, I talked about this very extensively in both my yearly predictions, as well as, I think, what did I say? Mid-month last month, we would start to feel this. It was probably the beginning of the month because, like I've been saying before, for some reason, man, these trends, I mean, I haven't been an astrologer long enough to say whether or not this is even real, but I'll say since I've been doing astrology, I've never seen transits be activated months, so much time ahead before they've actually come into play. It's been very, very interesting to see. And so I did do another brief post about this, a video talking about this very intensely, so you could go back and check those out to see what's really coming up for you. But, you know, on the high vibration of Neptune and Jupiter coming together, literally is your dreams being highlighted and you having the ability to make those things come true by manipulating the energy. So you want to know where this is showing up for you in your chart. and making sure that you're being intentional with your goals and things. Yeah. And then we have the full moon this week, where things around your dreams and goals will come to light. So a lot of blessings, I think. Overall, it's going to be a great week. There's always going to be some drama somewhere lurking around the corner. That's just the way it is. But remember always to find that happy place within you that we worked on with all those internal energies that we've been working on really since November. But to keep it current, I'm going to say simply just since Pisces season, because it's all about doing the inner work, the work behind the scenes, and having faith that no matter what blockages come up, that's just a part of the process. And in those times, you get to give more time to family, inner peace, rest, retreat, and relaxation. All right, family, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you can be notified every time we go live. And always, if you want your weekly horoscope specific to you and your chart, don't hesitate to send me an email at info@awayoflife.net, along with your date of birth, time of birth, and location of birth. And you will receive those every week, a week ahead, so that you can stay ready, so that you don't have to get ready. Also, we have on the 7th, we're doing new moon live readings on Queen Dawn's YouTube page along with Miss Ozma, where she's going to be doing the numerology. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And yeah, that is about it. And so Monday, the moon is in Leo, a fiery, dynamic, outgoing spirit. And then the sun is in Aries, bringing in a lot of passion and inspiration and forward movement to go along with that. So I think this is going to be a very upbeat Monday, not your typical Monday. It might even be really sunny out and hot even with 2 fire planets like that. It always does affect the weather. But if not, nonetheless, I think anything or anywhere you may have been feeling stuck, you'll start to see a lot of movement. And then the moon in Leo is in opposition to Saturn. Now, these are 2 powerhouses. Saturn right now is in Aquarius. And the moon is about our emotions and things of that nature. So there could be a lot of... let's see, when I think of opposition around our emotions, is somebody's trying to come in and boss you around. I mean, that's just the honest God truth. But at the same time, you could be bossing up in some area of your life. So there could be a clash there and a need to find middle ground whenever we're talking about an opposition, right? It's a time to meet people halfway, or somebody's going to have to be the bigger person, as both people being authorities, right? You're the authority of your life, and then you could have an actual authoritative figure somewhere in your life, or it could be the government, right? Enforcing some kind of authority in a way that could be blocking your ambitions, right? And I mean, to be honest, right now, where we're at, if you are experiencing things like this, I think it would be a great time to evaluate whether or not you want this specific energy that's coming to you in your life and what you have to do that. Now, I've been talking about Saturn for a really long time, especially all year 2020, because I crowned that year as the year of Capricorn, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And anytime you are looking at Saturn, it's showing you where you need to mature, where you are lacking in responsibility for the things that you want, maturity for the things that you want, and essentially becoming a boss somewhere in some part of your life. And how do you do that, Keisha? How does that show up in my life? Systems and structure, being disciplined, learning how to not follow the crowd, right? Because Saturn is a very boring, dull sign, right? To be quite frank. But don't sleep on Saturn, even though it's the boring, dull life. Remember, when you master Saturn, you master your purpose in life, right? And so this is always working on your goals, focusing on your goals. How do you climb that ladder, which comes with discipline, structure, and systems? You have to have a process in which you are going to try to get to this specific goal that you have, right? There's got to be something that you're doing consistently to show up in this area of your life as, well, you already there, right? That's the manifesting part of it, right? Showing up as somebody who already is in the position that you are seeking, following people who you look up to, and consistently challenging yourself and holding yourself accountable for the daily things that you do within your life to say, well, these are the steps that I'm taking to accomplish my goals, right? And so it could be a lot of that stuff going on. Now, on the lower vibration, because this is an opposition, if this isn't somebody that you're actually having this interaction with, this could be you just not being in the mood to do the work. It's only an hour transit energy. And so you could be feeling very disconnected and isolated from your goals, right? And both responses are, it's not a good or a bad thing. Whenever I start to feel these kind of emotions, I tend to see them on the brighter side by way of saying, again, knowing when to take a break. This is also being responsible. And often not something that I think is talked about a lot when we're talking about reaching your goals, because you got to take care of your mental health, your physical health, right? And then you also have other responsibilities in your life. And so this is a great time to work on those things as opposed to focusing on your goals. It really just depends on where you're at on your journey. And so then Tuesday, Jupiter, is the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. You'll feel this energy for the next month, but Jupiter is going to expand optimism, luck, your imagination, your creativity, your spirituality, on the higher vibration, right? And on the lower vibration, you could be very unrealistic about your goals at this time and what it is you want out of life. You could be foggy and have lack of clarity and direction by way of drugs or any kind of addictions, or mental health, a lack of sleep. Maybe you're not taking care of your health. I mean, this could be an education pursuit, like there's something you need to learn before you can even begin to make your dreams come true or even understand what those things are, right? And so since we've had the activation to this about a month ago, I'll say a month and a half, whatever was coming up for you then, whether you have been working towards it or you recognized it or not, it's going to work both ways. You'll either get more clarity, more pieces to the puzzle, or a light bulb will come on like, oh, that thing that happened such and such ago. Now I'm beginning to see what that was for me, and you start working on it now, right? And this can come up in all different ways. It really is going to depend on where this is happening in your chart. So it's super important for you to go back to those videos that I did talking about them to see where this could be coming up for you, so that you know and you're aware. This could also be like new music, new poetry, it could be some kind of artistic program or spirituality or faith or belief here, a new world view, a new journey on your education or public speaking project, writing a book. Maybe you're just starting to become a YouTuber or a blogger. This could be like photography, dance, or a director or a small documentary that you're starting. Those are just some of the positions that come with both of those two planets, or yeah, because they're both in Neptune. So those themes could be coming up quite heavily at this time for you, and it could just be simply a new journey that you're starting within one of those things, or the continuation of the journey. So if you've already have all these things and you've been working on these things, then again, you can get more pieces to the puzzle, more growth, more blessings within those things. And maybe you do stop doing it and it leaves room for something new to come in. Or travel. I forgot travel. So this could be a travel pursuit where you let go of all those things and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to travel around the world, and it ends up becoming a blessing. Maybe you find the love of your life, or you get a new perspective on cultural things, or, it just changes your world view about life in some way, or philosophy, or your beliefs in some way. Yeah, so, now on the world stage, unfortunately, this could be weakness and sickness, things around the pandemic, pharmaceuticals, unfortunately, things coming to light about that. I also know with the war in Ukraine, that is something about oil and nuclear, wars and things of that nature. Unfortunately, this could bring more news around those particular themes. Yeah, this could be water floods or pollution and water. In fact, I think I did hear something about that they're now finally admitting that they're polluting the ocean. No bueno. Okay, like, so not cool. And so, the question begins, well, how are we going to deal with that? I guess time will tell. And then the sun is aligned with Saturn. So again, these are two powerhouses coming together. Sun in Aries, Saturn in Aquarius. Yeah. Good or bad, to be quite frank, none of these things make me happy. Sun in Aries is being a little bit more selfish, on a personal level, staying to yourself, sticking up for yourself, standing in your power, and you getting motivation to work towards your mission and purpose in life, or becoming a leader in some area of your life. Maybe even working on your physical self, changing the way people see you. You know, you could literally be getting a promotion or recognition for something that you've been working on for quite some time. And when the sun shines on that, well, now people might have saw you as, you know, so from so many different aspects, a coworker, and now you're their boss or manager. Some people could have saw you as working as a coach, and now you're, you have your own business, right? You know, maybe some people saw you as skinny and now you've gained some weight, or vice versa. Maybe some people saw you as shallow, shy, meek, quiet, reserved, and now you're like bursting out the streams and excitement and your glory and in your power, and, you know, sticking up for yourself, and, you know, speaking with confidence and vigor and passion, you know. I mean, it could be so many different things. I'm never going to be able to touch all different subjects, which is why it's always really, really good to get your own personal weekly reading, or just a reading in general, a life path reading in general. But and being aligned with Saturn, you know, again, this is a promotion in your career area of life, a new job, recognition. Now maybe, you know, you're seen on the world stage in some way. I mean, again, Saturn could be saying, if you want these things, what are you going to do to get them? And so if you're dreaming and you're dreaming of wanting these things, well, now you're putting a system and structure in place. You're getting organized and, you know, setting up your stuff to do what you got to do to show up the way that you want. And this sun and these two energies together, honestly, is like the best freaking combination to do that. You will not fail. If you need help, ask for it. Get some coaching. Get some mentoring. You know, go look on other pages to see what people are doing if you're lost. Get some, take a social media class, a course, or something like that. You know, whatever it is you need to do to get to the place that you want to, this is a great time to think about it, plan it, and get to working on it. All right. Maybe you already done those things, and this is a phenomenal time to launch a business. Okay. So yeah, the vision, the dream, comes from that Neptune conjunction energy, and Sun Saturn brings the realistic grounded work it takes to build your dream. And then the moon moves into Virgo later that night, which is very analytical and practical. So you're really manifesting in the physical here. Anytime I see earth energy and you start doing stuff like this, you're going to see the physical practicality of whatever it is you're working on in your reality. Now this could be health issues, okay, with Virgo coming up here. Maybe again that Virgo health issues may be stopping you. Maybe you have a job and you have to fight between your job and a entrepreneur project, or becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe you're getting some new employees if you've already succeeded in becoming an entrepreneur, and maybe they have health issues, or there's some laws and regulations about bringing people in. This could be that the government is saying they want people to go back to work. I've actually heard people saying that. They're demanding people to go back to work, but then it's around, you know, the pandemic, the vaccines that they are demanding that people take them, and people are really pissed because they don't want to take them. And so they're caught between a rock and a hard place where they have to make a decision, you know. I don't want to take this shot. This is against my rights and my beliefs. But then they need a job, and the job is saying, well, that's fine. We understand that, but then you'll have to go find another job. So, family. I don't even want to touch that topic with the stick, because I'm going to start yelling and having a fucking spasm. But, I mean, again, just remember, on the completely opposite side of that, whatever you're brave enough and have the courage to do at this time to stand in your beliefs and what you feel you have the right to, that on the very other side of that, you will also have blessings coming in with the ability to start your own business. And yes, it's going to be a struggle. Like, I don't want to sell cupcakes when it's going to be rain. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you it's going to be hard. You are going to have to sacrifice some things, and there's going to be a struggle. But it's going to be worth it. In fact, it's going to be the best damn decision that you've made in your entire life. Family, you also have to remember, I've been talking about this for a really long time, that we can always look at this from the very human sides of it, right? That gets us all freaking in an uproar because we know this country is full of SHIT and they just want to control you. And, you know, whatever their mission is beyond that is really to stay in power, right? They know that these are magical times, right? And so you have to know that these are magical times as well. And any leap of faith or risk that you take at this time will be supported. And in saying that, another way to look at this is that Jupiter is going into Aries this year. It's going to dip into Aries for, 6 months, right? May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, 5 months. And that is, I mean, it's so much more than just what I'm about to say. But one of the themes for Jupiter and Aries is self-employment. Okay, and so we're going to get a glimpse of what's to come with this 5-month transit all of next year, right? And so keep in mind that this is also the universe's way, if this is something that you're fighting up against, to take that risk. Do not settle, and the blessings will come, okay? Because that's just what time it is. It's time to do your own self-employment. I went on a bit of a tangent with that. I'm sorry, but yeah. So Wednesday, the moon is going to be in harmony with Uranus. So Virgo can have us very stuck in our daily work, tasks, and routines. And Uranus wants us to think outside the box. You know, Uranus is a progressive energy. So again, more shocks and unexpected things coming around work themes for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. These can show up in all different ways. But yeah, I mean, this could also even be the fact that your job has now gotten some money to become all digital. And maybe you're older or you don't really know much about digital and you have to leave your job for that. That's also another way this energy could be coming in, disrupting things for work, where, you know, the robots are taking over now, right? They don't need you anymore as an employee. So you're going to lose your job to automation. And that's okay too. Remember, we could get all frustrated and worked up about it, but the truth of the matter is that the universe wants you to become self-employed anyways, because there's more freedom in that. right? We're talking about Aquarius. Saturn is in Aquarius until next year, and it's been there. When did Saturn go? I think maybe, yeah, it's a 3-year transit. So, well, what was that? The end of 2020? So, you know, it's about the people now becoming their own boss in some way, shape, or form, for sovereignty, right? More freedom, where you get to live the life that you really want. And so remember, always, even as an Aquarius ruled sign, Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. So even Saturn is showing up strongly here saying, hey, you don't like that fucking job anyway. What do you really want to do? Take this time to go get some education while they got all these extra additional money things out for people to take advantage. Go back to school. Learn something new if you don't know. And start there. And maybe things will start to spark for you. But if these things are coming up in your life, I look at them as cosmic no's, meaning this is the universe nudging you to move in a different direction. And then we have eclipse season at the end of April that's going to further infuse that. So just be ready for a rocky summer, but again, to get you on the right track. Uranus is also inventive, and it's about looking at the bigger picture. So this could be about technology and all the devices. This could be new stuff coming up around that too, as well, and social media. And then Thursday, the moon in Virgo is pretty much all the same stuff. And then about 1 or 2 p.m., the moon is going to be in harmony with Pluto. This is a great time for therapy, counseling, soul searching, maybe even working on your finances, doing some research and stuff about that, or even researching and studying on psychology topics, or the esoteric knowledge here. Okay, and so then the moon moves into Libra a little later in the day, and then there will be no other aspects the rest of the day. So then Friday comes around and it's the same exact thing. No planetary alignments that day with the moon in Libra. So Thursday night into all day Friday, it's Libra. It's Libra. So Libra is about harmony, peace, love, money, being diplomatic, maybe getting some mentorship or counseling here as well. It could be some legal things coming up with Libra. Maybe some laws are changing, or, you know, you are handling legal matters. This could be things around relationships, contracts, agreements, business partnerships. Maybe you're getting married or talking about marriage, right? It could be just signing paperwork. Maybe you're looking into real estate or the marketplace. I mean, this could literally just be shopping. Libra's like, you know what, I'm going to go out shopping. You know, but typically Libra is a relationship sign. So 9 times out of 10, these could be one-on-one relationships. So maybe you're, if you're in a business, you got a lot of appointments this day, or you are networking to do so. I'm trying to think if it could be anything else, but nothing's coming up at the tippity top of my head. I'm just thinking. What else could it be? Yeah, it's nothing major, mostly about relationships. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships either. It could just be all relationships. So it could be very social, very interactive day. And then Saturday, we'll have the full moon in Libra. So anytime you have a full moon, it's a culmination of the last 6 months. Things could be coming to a head. This full moon will be in a hard angle to Pluto. So this is power struggles to find middle ground, or to find harmony, or to compromise, or to be diplomatic. I don't like it. You know, I mean, at the very least, right, we could say that if these things are coming up in relationships, that, again, these are cosmic no's. And so if you've been in a relationship with somebody and some things have been going on and you've been trying to have conversations around how the relationship should go from here and really struggling with that, and you still don't come to any conclusions, I mean, obviously, the thing that comes to mind the most is that this is a breakup, right? Or an argument that leads to a breakup. It could be an argument that leads to some more clarity. Maybe there needed to be an explosion of some sort. Maybe what you find out is unforgivable, right? Because Pluto is about manipulation and people trying to get over on you, and you're seeing these things come up in your relationship. So the darker sides of relationships. And it's like, oh my goodness, like, how did we get here? And so again, you'll be making a decision from this point on to leave, perhaps, or maybe to get counseling, working on steps to change what is to something a little bit more compromising. Maybe some of the things you're finding out are unforgivable and you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And you decide to split ways. I mean, to be quite frank, a hard angle to Pluto, I don't like this energy, man. I mean, hard angles don't always have to be bad. Again, they could be what needed to happen to get more clarity. But if you're thinking about getting married and you got stuff like this coming out, I would cancel and wait another time to do these things. I don't even think this is a good energy to get married under. I don't like this energy, right? And so obviously this is Ukraine coming up in some way, shape, or form, where unfortunately there may be a fight before you see the light. But either way, once one door closes, you leave room for new energy to come in. So at the very least, we're releasing and getting some things out that need to get out in order for you to see how to move forward. And then the moon moves into Scorpio, and there's no other aspects for the rest of the day. So literally, we're repeating the same thing because Scorpio rules Pluto. And so Sunday, the moon in Scorpio is adding intensity to the full moon energy. It could be very passionate. You know, love and sexual energy, right? It could be a lot of introspecting and reflecting, counseling, soul searching. This could be about money problems or, psychological issues here that just haven't been dealt with. And they're really, really, really going to show up this time as a way to resolve them and have that opportunity to really, end it once and for all. The moon will trigger Mercury and Uranus. And the only good thing here about this trigger is that Mercury is Uranus is in Taurus. And Taurus isn't known for its being argumentative in any kind of way. But in Uranus, it could be very unstable mentally and snap, and with Mercury and freaking Aries out of all the signs in the whole entire world, I don't like it. This is very unstable communicating, very unstable thinking, and doing things unexpectedly just changing your mind out of nowhere. Unexpectedly putting your foot in your mouth. I don't like this, guys. I just don't. Again, at the very least, the truth is coming out. You might learn some things that you thought you knew everything about your person or the relationships that you're in general. With Mercury here, this is now moving into siblings, neighbors, the public with the moon. You could just learn some really, I think, disturbing things. It's very volatile. I don't like it. On the very opposite side of that, Uranus and Taurus is the reprieve here, where it's going to be like, well, let's think outside the box. I hear you being upset, but somebody's going to perhaps be the bigger person and say, are there other ways that we can deal with whatever it is that's coming up? Can we be creative enough and think outside the box? Let's think more progressive solutions as opposed to staying in this same stagnant, stale energy, right? Yeah. This could be awakening to new ideas and passions and negotiating these new ideas. So Mercury's going to be gathering information. It's very curious, learning, studying. When it comes to anything that's coming up around this full moon. And then Mercury is going to be in harmony with Venus, which brings in harmony, peace, love, and compromise, and very creative means or discussions around whatever wasn't working out before. So there is some hope there, ultimately, to get past or resolve whatever does come up over this full moon. But essentially, I think the biggest thing is getting whatever has been hidden out into the open, right? That's the biggest thing, and getting past that. And once the light and clarity comes in for those things that people have been holding back on, perhaps, well, now that the truth is out, you got more opportunities to fix things and resolve things in a more positive way. So, as usual, family, I hope you